Live tonight. Here we are together again on the radio. How many people voted for war? That's the topic. What's up, Calix? Good to see you, man. Always, bro. Yeah, who voted for war, man? This is like I said, who was it? Andrew, I think his name is Schultz from Flagrant. Andrew Schultz said he did not vote for this. A few other people try to say that too, but I mean, I think this shows us just how much the vote doesn't really matter. Because when people vote, they get that illusion like they didn't vote to make this person basically the commander in chief, which it's just, I mean, the illusion is thinking that you were ever off the plantation. That's the illusion. To think that the plantation ever ended. Just extended to everyone. And with this whole thing with the Iran and Texas is voting right now, right, for some type of office position. And just like people say they didn't vote for war, well, when you vote basically to have this person as your representative. You when somebody starts to really grasp the concept of voting and how little power you have in anything, basically, as far as political power in the country, it can almost lead you to a point where you get kind of in a you could get an epiphany or you could get depressed. I mean, you see it with some people that just every day they've been beaten down, especially if they have kids and a wife, and they're just stuck in a position where it's like almost, I mean, what do? Like Bill Burr, the comic, he was saying, he goes, it has a guy to where he can't even afford to buy a spear. He goes, much less rebel against the system. And nobody seems to realize that. I give him credit for noticing it, though. Yeah, a lot of people still think voting is actually showing the power they have over the political system, which is insane to even contemplate that. Voting is the thermometer to see how many people still believe in the illusion. I'm glad people still vote, because when that starts to diminish, there's just going to be other forms of control. But now we're going into a point where it's going into no man's land almost for the person who isn't on the higher echelon. It's like we spoke about the billionaires the other day. You have like an immense increase in billionaires for the last couple of decades, unprecedented. Now you have somebody basically boasting about how he's going to be a trillionaire. That's just insane to think that not just some people are starving on the planet, but a lot of people. Matter of fact, there's a lot of people starving in what would be called first world nations, which makes you think, if someone's starving in a first world nation, is it really a first world nation? That makes a person think too. But yeah, it just I know a lot of people are still thinking there might be an outcome where it shows the citizen having power somehow. I just don't see it, though. Mark, what's up, man? Good to see you, bro. Yeah, I figured I'd just stream for a couple of minutes, see what's up. Yeah, the Texas voting, that's why I put that on the thumbnail. It's like people still think that the voting is like is somehow just giving them power, somehow saying, look, we're in control of what? Corrupt politicians? Is that what we're in control of? It's like, how you even control? Maybe if you got the Epstein files or something, you might be. Otherwise, I'm not sure. Yeah. Yeah, you know, just this is
So
what it.
I was watching. There was a clip that came up with. Go ahead. I'll say it when you're done with that one. I didn't like
No,
it
go ahead.
with
Yeah, no, go ahead.
with Jim Carrey back in 2014. He went on the what was it, the Jimmy Kimmel show, and he comes out with the this is right when he was releasing Dumb and Dumber 2. So he comes out on the show and he does the the Illuminati symbol where they put their fingers together and they do the triangle thing. You know
Mm-hmm.
how Jay-Z and all these guys do. Well, he does that and he sticks his tongue, through it to say, making like mocking the symbol, and the crowd's like clapping, whatever. He keeps doing it, and sits down. And then Jimmy Kimmel's like, you can tell his face, like, it's a little bit concerned. He's like, so what, what is that, a gang sign? He's like, no, you know what this is, man. Don't be playing around. Like he actually got a little bit like
Mm-hmm.
agitated because like he's like, come on, bro, you know what this is, and you work for them. And he's like, and you work for them, and in front of the whole audience and everything. He's like, you know what? I'm just tired of all the lies and all the BS, and I'm gonna actually do it. Like he's doing it he does as a comedian. But he's basically, I'm gonna be the the guy with the nuts here and do it in Hollywood and just say, I'll be the whistleblower, even though I don't know anything. I don't know much, but I know what this is not, or something like that. And then it's like, even though he's saying it kind of jokingly, at the same time he's being serious. And then you could tell, like, over the course of like the years after that, when he'd go to like the Golden Globe, whatever, oh, you won the Oscar, whatever. He's all this. He's like, who cares about this? This is just stupid stuff. It's more distraction and anything. It's like, well, what do we really come here to do at this red carpet? And the lady's like, oh, we're here to celebrate the icons. Like, icons, come on, man. So it's like that. If you have time to celebrate an icon, that means you got nothing else better to do. That means your life sucks. You're boring. And he really just went in on him, like wow. So like he's been out of the picture for a while. Once he did Annie Kaufman, what was it, The Man on the Moon? He said
Mm-hmm.
that's when he realized what he was doing playing Jim Carrey was also a fake. And he also realized what he was trying to get after. It's like, this is all fake. It's
Yeah.
like that movie like unlocked something in him, and they did the Truman Show and stuff, and then that right there, you already know. So he knows what's going on, definitely.
They're saying he's it's not him out there now. I don't know if you saw the recent stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, the
Yeah,
recent thing, like he got, like, I don't know if he got plastic surgery or what. He sounds different. Yeah, I don't know. Who
saying yeah,
knows?
that's
But
not him or something. Or yeah, that guy says it's
replace him.
incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, people lose their mind over politics, man. Yeah, that's the zombie. That's the zombie. Yeah, so Jim Carrey, that was I remember that on Jimmy Kimmel, I think it was, right?
Yeah, that's when he came out, and yeah.
Wow. Wow.
And Kim was just sitting there smiling, like, I don't know, like pretending he doesn't know what's going on, but you could tell he's nervous.
Oh
He's
yeah.
like, I wasn't planning. He's like, I wasn't planning. I wasn't planning. Like, you should be talking about the movie. He's like, no, man, forget the. Again, more clownery, more distraction. That's all they want to talk about. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's cool. Every once in a while we see someone come out and be like, yeah, this is, because imagine the amount of stuff he's seen up until then. He's been around since what, in the early
Oh,
'90s.
yeah.
Ace Ventura, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he is he's really been around for a while, and yeah, Living Color, right?
Yeah, he was on all that
Right.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's where he got his start. I think he's been around probably since the '80s. I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah, '80s.
because he's 64. Holy
Yeah.
smokes! I didn't know he was that old. Yeah, so he's Canadian American. So now it's Canadian American. Wow. I remember they gave him that Hollywood marriage that to Lauren Holly from the girl from Dumb and Dumber.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, for they married. That was like just like a fixed marriage. I think it was a couple of months, a year at most, or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she just because in the yeah, because in the movie he was obviously, he's like, oh man, that's my dream girl, whatever, and then they get married. I was like, wow, and then yeah, they divorce pretty quickly after that.
yeah. I think she was like a soap opera star or something like that before. Yeah, not really. Yeah, wasn't meant to last. That was again the Hollywood. Yeah, the whole Hollywood. the whole Hollywood mashup type of thing. When I look at some of the people, man, it's just that guy says in California, a lot of Mexican families start talking to each other because so many voted. Wow, look at that. Wow, yeah, man, yeah. You know, that's the level of fairy tale. It's like not only all right, voting, you don't you don't put the person into power. You know, it's just that's just what it is, right? Um, Now you got people that okay, they'll believe that they vote and it matters. Then you got people that believe in it so much that they'll get angry at somebody else because they didn't vote the way that their fairy tale told them to vote. I mean, it's like somebody getting mad because you don't believe in Santa Claus and they believe in the Easter Bunny. They're saying, look, man, the Easter Bunny exists, but Santa Claus, I don't know. And then the other side is saying Santa Claus is the one that really exists, man. You're delusional thinking the Easter Bunny exists. This is the level of psych ward that we're dealing with when you look at two people arguing with each other over who voted for what. I mean, that it's hilarious when you think about it. It's beyond Nutcase City. I just, I don't even know what to say anymore, man. It's draining at this point. And with the war,
What?
yeah, right?
I wonder if the monarchy votes. Like, do they actually have to vote?
Uh,
You know, it's so ridiculous. I mean,
It really is, man. It's like, and so many people are hyped up about it. It just, I can't even believe people are still pro war. You got a lot of um, people that still are standing with this. It's just like, wow. I think I saw a thumbnail saying France or something might be sending some stuff over there. I mean, they just trying to get everybody in on it.
yeah, I mean, this is the heat's rising for something to happen on American soil. So again, this just seems like another, you know, problem reaction solution, and then the karma is all man. Now they, decided to come because they're saying now that their Irans are very well equipped with the cyber, the cyber crime stuff, cyber attack stuff. So they're worried about them, hitting the infrastructure and all that stuff. So it's like you're already saying that, but right when you start, right when you start this war, and they're already saying that. So
Mhm.
what else, And that's them saying it, not Iran. So I mean, and that's just in case they might build, the atom thing, the bomb, whatever. So we had to do that just in case they might, which has always been the situation. But Trump's like, you know what, we're just going to go in. So it's almost like they held that there for a while to say, okay, let's use this as an excuse for later, because they stayed over and over like for years and years and years. Oh man, they might make the bomb. They might make it. It's like, dude, how many times? It's almost like everyone else needs a babysitter except for us, right? We're the only ones qualified to manage something like that. So it basically makes everyone else children. Again, this comes straight from the monarchy. It's like look at how other countries are treated, and that's how you kind of know, who runs stuff. And yeah, it's very sad.
Yeah.
And yeah, you should, having poor people, and this dude's a trillionaire, and you got millions upon millions of acres of land that's government land, or it's a national forest we got to protect or whatever. But yet you got all these people dying of starvation, and you can't feed these people. It's like Texas alone could feed the whole entire United States, but no, that's can't do that. That's I don't
Yeah.
even know, bro. At
Yeah.
this point, it's just like I don't even. It's literally like the slavery thing, like you're saying with the rock. You make them buy the rocks, and then if they want to
Mhm.
stay there or eat there, they have to pay to sit. It's like, wait a second, aren't I supposed to? Were you supposed to? That's part of the payment to work here is the food and everything else. No, you have to pay for that. It's a separate thing. It's like, wow, so you really want to keep this person there forever?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah, you're stuck at that point.
Yeah, Democritus, man. Democritus. So when they try to say democracy, it's something, it's a real tricky thing. It's a real tricky thing. I think it was Mick Jagger said something like anarchy is the only glimmer of hope. And people think anarchy is chaos because of course they don't understand the definition of words. That's another problem, the idiocy.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's only chaos because the government's not in control. That's why it's chaos.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Because really, it's basically you see people grow food, trade, barter. That's anarchy. That's people saying, "Look, we all have equal amount. Nobody's ahead of something. Trying to tell somebody else what to do. We come to agreements." I forgot who was it that says not only is anarchy cooperation, it's all progress in history has been made because of it. So, like, if you really look deep into it, like a lot of progress is made by breaking the rules of authority. When you break the rules of authority, that's anarchy. That's saying, look, I'm not with a hierarchy. What is this? Look, they're saying. I think there was a thumbnail with somebody saying that send Baron Trump, like they had the son with like a military uniform saying send. Must have been like a Photoshop, but people are putting two and two together. It's like, why don't you send one of your three sons? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you wonder about that. Like, man, really, and people are calling it out. People are calling it out, man. Yeah. Really, the Baron, you know.
So this officially makes the third war that's happening right now. So yeah, Russia and Ukraine, right? Israel, and now this. And you combine it all together, what do you got here? You know. So basically it's adding one more piece to the chain reaction, which is what they would call World War III. So what other puzzle pieces are they going to put in place to cause that? Or maybe this is the chain reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so you have Ukraine, Venezuela, and this, and then everything else that's been going on that just is still going on. So all the other occupations that aren't even really looked at an occupation, but they're still happening. It's insane, man. Truck driver told me food is expensive because there's not enough guys wanting to become a truck. Really? Wow, that guy, man. And yeah, people are having their relatives deported, all of that stuff. I mean, it's crazy, man. It really is crazy. Yeah. It's on a level where, what do you really say? What do you really say? Because when you try to talk to somebody about anything that makes sense, they're fully just autopilot, they're zombified. I mean, and this, they got money for freaking war. Oh man, always, man. This is it's not even that they always have it. It's like, I'm glad people are calling people out like, oh, they didn't vote for this. They didn't vote for the whole immigration thing, or okay, but it's happening. Now that should show you just this is a good lesson in the power of your vote. That's what it is. That's a very good way to put it. What is the power of your vote? Basically, that of a turd in a bowl just about to get flushed. That's the power of your vote. But it's marketed. So you think it's actually worth something. You think you're actually doing something. I mean, the steam valve, it's a steam valve to let off steam when nothing happens. If you want another steam valve, you protest. Nothing's going to happen, but you can say what you want to say. I think it was I forgot which rich person said, let them protest, let them say whatever they want as long as they pay their taxes. And that's like real. I mean, that is so brutal when you look at the tax situation, man. Tax doesn't even make tax doesn't make me feel like a human being, man. It's demoralizing. And Yuri Bezmenov made a good point. He said that's the first step into takeover is to demoralize you. You don't even want to fight at that point. You are totally demoralized. And that's how, I mean, when you look at the inflation, it's just ridiculous. And then tax on top of that, it can almost drive, yeah, it's like, it's crazy, man. Cope approach, good to see you, man. I've never voted ever, man. I'm a United States veteran, and I've never voted. You said you haven't voted city council. Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, even with the city council stuff, man, it's like unless you personally know the person, and I wonder, do they really get in office because the votes let them in, or was it something else? Now, people say the lower level is a little less corrupt, but not too sure about that. Not too sure about that. Yeah. It's a lot.
Who gets the real votes on the stuff that really happens, right? We only hear about the House, the Congress, the Senate. You know, they can vote on certain bills or whatever, or certain laws, but we don't get to vote for any of that. We just
Yeah.
get to vote for some dude to supposedly do stuff that he's claiming he's going to do, and then we find he doesn't. So, what are we voting for exactly? We ain't
Yeah.
voting for anything.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I mean, to think that we're involved in somehow, no, that should be through the Senate, through the Congress, through somehow. And what do they say? Oh, if you have a problem, write your congressman. You write your congressman. Nothing. I mean, my dad's told me how many times he's written his congressman, and you get an automated message back. It's like, oh, this guy really cares, you know. So it's unbelievable that all that stuff is shrouded in mystery, and the president gets to choose who's in there to enforce those votes. So again, it's vote manipulation versus being able to allow us to actually vote for stuff. You know, again, they don't trust the slaves on any of that type of, you know, what they think is, you know, privileged ability to change, you know, laws or whatever. No, they're not going to allow us to mess with any of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's you know, that alone within itself going completely against Constitution and everything else, because the Constitution says the gun thing is not there to go duck hunting. It's there to do what? In case there's a rogue, you know, government or that decides to be tyrannical or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's our responsibility, our duty to do something, not theirs responsibility. If they go crazy, that's on us because we allow them to be there and we pay for that. So in essence, they have to serve us, but we've seemed to have lost that understanding and bow down to them, you know, for a speeding ticket or whatever it is. And we're just totally, you know, terrified to deal with that, but we don't know the power we got. So that's the position we get put in. And it's just just vote for some dude and be happy, and that's it. Forget about all the other stuff. Forget about us going to war. Forget about all these other important things. Forget how your child's going to have to now do certain things because now, you know, we had to allocate all that money, you know, because of this war and whatever. Now we don't have. Now your kid can't, you know, get the scholarship that he won or whatever. You know, just ridiculous stuff like that. So, yeah, it's really sad. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's like, yeah, the furries, man. People wearing masks. I've seen it. Identifying. I mean, the animal thing. President is my president. The last. Yeah. Oh man, voting.
Even here, there was a heard a thing about that. Like, what's up with that?
The what?
I mean, the furry thing.
Oh yeah, that's just mental. That's just the mental. That's the psych ward on display. I mean,
Just can't make it up.
when you look at the fact that sperm count, anybody can look this up, has dropped around 50%, I think, in the last 50 years. 50 to 60 years. That's
Countdown
insane.
to extinction. Countdown to extinction, man. I mean, that's.
And nobody cares.
It's kind of funny because I remember, if you remember Guns N' Roses, that one, the Blue album, where it's called Civil War. And that song I listened to the other day, I was like, man, we need that song. We need that song now. It's like, we're in the brink of civil war if this
Mhm.
Trump keeps on doing what he's doing. And it's like, you look at the stuff they wrote about. It's like they were on too, and they had the album was called "Countdown for Destruction" right there. Boom,
Mhm.
that's awesome. So they knew
Yeah.
what was going on back in the '80s and '90s.
I typed in sperm count drop since 1960. Anybody can type this into Google. Global sperm counts, they say, have dropped more than 50% since the 1970s. That is crazy. And I put 1960 because that's the year the birth control pill, I think, came on the market. Well, they tested it 10 years after. It's insane. 50%. When you think about that, that's the first factor. The second and more important thing is how nobody has a response to that. Nobody cares. So,
I think most people don't even know. That's how bad it is. It's not. It's like they don't even
yeah,
realize what's going on.
you're right. Yeah, because you look at people that try to, like they'll say, oh, they're having, they're, they're attempting basically to have a kid, and they're trying all type of methods, and it's like, okay, you're trying all these methods, and like you said, they don't have a clue maybe as to why they have to do that. And it's because the
Exactly.
guy's sperm count has dropped. Most likely, it's
Yeah.
because of that. Yeah. Just like, man, I'm looking at the global scope of it, and it says,
I heard it's worse in Japan.
oh, Japan, yeah, that's we already know. They might actually be cool with it. It says the accelerating trend, the decline, right? So the decline has accelerated with about 1.16% annual decrease noted before 2000, the year 2000, rising to 2.64 per year after 2000. So the decline acceleration has basically doubled since 2000. I think that was around when Jones came out with the frog thing.
How
Maybe.
has population risen so much though since the last 20 years?
Well, one is they're telling us that. So when they tell us the population is rising, we really got to take that with a grain of salt, because they'll even make it look to people who just go and try to get a quick oversight. They'll make it look like, oh yeah, it's convincing, because that person is the puppet that was spread it to everybody else. And they'll repeat the mantra. Oh, look at these countries and this and that. One guy had a theory, and it might even be a fact, that he was saying when a population is being killed off, genocide, they like to use that word ethnic cleansing, but it's really just murder. And he said they go into overdrive as far as breeding. So when populations, look at India, look at China, you wonder, even with the one child policy, China's population was exploding still.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So they had a thing, and it's funny because I saw it the other day on how they were trying to figure this out. They're like, how the heck is this actually, like you just said, how is it still growing? And that one guy had it. He goes, yeah. He goes, if you look at it, he goes, when you feel threatened, he goes, people that feel threatened tend to have more kids. And we see that, and also another one is a lack of understanding. It's like some people, there's some women that have stayed pregnant for like over a decade. Every time they have a baby, bang, they're pregnant again. Married, that's these families like, that end up having like 10 kids and stuff like that. I mean, 10 kids, you're looking at that's like 15 years of steady birthing. 9 months, I think the body's got to heal about 6 months. So a year and 3 months. And you see children that are a year apart. So that means that
You see like them pumping them out. It's like, how in the world did you even have time for that?
yeah,
And
that
how
means
is this dude ready to hit it right when it's ready? It's like, that's crazy.
she's breastfeeding a 3-month-old child, and then she's pregnant again. So as she's breastfeeding the 3-month-old child, 9 months later, that child is one, the other child is born. And there's even people that have had kids closer than that, like 8 months apart. And I'm like, what? It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous.
Premature baby or something. Yeah.
No, not even like they get pregnant while right after they have the kid. 9 months later, bang. So now those kids are 9 months, 9 months apart.
So that was a pre-pregnant, like she was going to have those 2 kids regardless.
I mean, I'm not sure, but there's another thing. I forgot the name for it. There's a pregnancy where a woman can get pregnant at 2 different times, and they've had babies. Like a woman has had a baby and had the second baby, like I think it was like 11 days later or something. It's crazy. I mean, people like to believe the fairy tale of everything is similar, the same. All the fruits in the supermarket are the same size. Therefore, that's the way they'll grow on a tree. This is the fairy tale that people actually believe in. And it's easy to believe in that because we don't know any better. I mean, yeah, it just really it's sad to see Latin America people starting to adopt the same BS that's here in America. Like, wow, yeah, man, it's a lot of stuff like that, man. The Therians were taking Latin America by storm. Man, I forgot who the Therians are. I'm just yeah. It's let me see. Just looking through some of the stuff. Yeah, that when I think about it, it's just on a level like, man, why? Why can't people just it's like David Icke, and I don't know if Jones said it. He goes, if you just walk away, the pyramid crumbles. The problem is they control the food and the water and the shelter, so you can't just walk away.
Yeah, that's why they're saying you have to get your own land and all that. But yeah, that's not.
And even that, it's like you have to be able to defend it. That's the big thing, because that's how they've acquired everything they have. The state, like Nietzsche said, everything the state has, it has stolen. Everything it says is a lie. Nietzsche was brutal, man. No one converts to a religion. You have to be mentally sick enough to accept it. Nietzsche was brutal. And it's like, you know what? He had some very, very good points that it's hard to refute, to be like, you know what? He made a proper assessment of that situation. Yeah. Just
I mean, there might be a few nuances in there. I don't know if it's so direct, it could be, but there's always a nuance, always some other thing.
I think
Or where there's a yin, there's a yang. There's always got to be, like we say, okay, this is being controlled. There's all these evil people, blah blah. But then there also has to be the light side that's helping with something. It can't just be all doom and gloom, or else we wouldn't be here right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, definitely.
And no one talks about that light force that's trying to
No.
help. It's like we can't really
Yeah.
identify it. Yeah. It's hard to identify what it is, but
Cope
we don't
approach
really
is
talk about it.
brutal. Irish twins. Two kids born less than a year apart. Yo. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I tell you, man, the whole thing that this is, it's like I don't even it's so I mean, we are so inundated by lies. It's like the fact that lies actually feel like truth. And it's not even the person lying to you. It's to me, it's more of wow, knowing that you weren't even worth the truth. You weren't even worthy of hearing the truth. They're just like you, we're gonna lie to you. That's like some really brutal.
It's very institutionalized. That's why
Yeah.
it doesn't really feel like the home type of thing, like the original home or whatever you want to call that. You know, everything is very militarized, very artificialized. So that's what I realized when I went back and forth. I was like, you know, I didn't realize it when I was younger, but when I got older, I'm like, man, this ain't natural, man. All this stuff is fake grass, fake trees, fake cement, fake everything's fake. I'm like,
Mhm.
there's nothing to eat. There's no fruit to pick off the tree, nothing. Everything is just they might as well be plastic, you know.
Yep.
Crazy. Yeah.
Straight Willy Wonka, man. Willy Wonka. 100% Willy Wonka, man. Yeah, man. All the taxes. All the taxes are BS, man. They're all, I mean, I can understand, okay, tax on gasoline, that's what's supposed to fix and maintain the roads. How you got all these potholes then? I mean, you think about how much money they're making every day on those taxes. Even if you just look at New York, and everybody knows the potholes are ridiculous. The streets should be like right out of something from a future show, like an advanced show. But no, no, it's just it's like where's all that money going? You think about the amount they collect every day in gasoline tax. That's insane. Every day. That's the crazy thing. So they can't say they don't have enough money. They could spend that much money every day and still not be in a deficit. And the roads still look the same. So that's a way to also use the power of deduction to be like, wow, these people were supposed to be doing this and they didn't. And time will pass and they still won't be doing it. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
in the end, it's not even about the money again. You can print money, monopoly money. That's not going to affect anything. I mean, it's the power and control that they instill on us that to this day that they keep things like, you know, the income tax from World War II, which is supposed to be a temporary fix, you know, because it was World War II. And then,
Mm.
of course, it's still there. Patriot Act is still there. You know, all this stuff's still there. So you don't see him going back and say, oh, by the way, you know, we don't. I mean, Trump did mention, oh yeah, we're gonna remove it. I was like, no, you aren't. You can say that, but but you already know. I mean,
Oh yeah.
once those things are put in there, you can't just go in and take them out, and that's how you know that you know there are no rights, there is no choice, there is none of this voting, none of that, there ain't any of that. So they'll give you a little bit of voting, you know, okay, which guy you like. That's it. All the war and stuff, don't worry about that. We have professionals taking care of that. We're gonna go over there, you know, take them out, whatever. But why? Why do I have to do that? Well, no, just don't worry about it.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole
That's
MO.
the whole.
Like you don't know who that guy is, whatever, but you got to go. You got to go take him out. That that's not a good thing to me. I mean, you don't know the person. You just been amped up. They put a battery in your pack, and then guys go out there trying to just off anything that
But
moves.
that's not like a regular dude, right? So he's not like a prime minister or president like that. He was like the I guess a god figure, like the Pope or something like that, equivalent or something. So that they didn't just take out, you know, right?
Who? Who? Which guy you
The
talking
one
about?
that the main guy they took out recently that
Oh, the
he was one of
Ayatollah.
these. Yeah, I look at his name up. I had it on the screen a second ago. I'll go back and look. But yeah, he was one of these guys who are, like the Pope type of situation for that country or something. He wasn't just a political figure. So
I
I wonder how
think,
they're going to take that.
yeah, I think they got another guy stepping up, right?
I mean, the other guy that they're going to put in for him. Yeah, we're here to liberate you. Same thing with Iraq and Afghanistan. So we're here to create a democracy. Of what exactly? Come over and take over. That's their idea of a democracy. But it's I mean, it's still ongoing. All that stuff's still ongoing, even though we supposedly pulled out and stuff. That stuff is still ongoing. And then they bump into one of these giants, these red-haired giants. And apparently, there's more information there. And there was an entire division that saw this thing, so they had to quiet down quite a few people. But the pilot and two other guys were on there talking, actual witnesses. But the fact that this thing's in the cave, and they said that when they saw it, on the pallet, they could see the skin because it had the 6 fingers, and the fire red hair and the very pale skin. But they said the skin looked like it was burned, like heavily. When you see those people when they got the chest all burned up, like those white people.
What, like sunburn? You think?
Yeah, like really bad sunburn type of thing.
Wow.
But and this thing was like over 1,100 pounds that I put on the pallet, and the helicopter pilot got to see part of it. So it's crazy because when they describe the 6 toes and 6 fingers, and it's in the Bible, the Nephilim, whatever, it makes you kind of think. But they might be one of the original human templates.
I think that guy that was in the beef with Billy Carson, he came out with something. I think he was on somebody's thing saying like the Nephilim, turned into demons or something. I mean, this dude, they make up so much stuff. They claim to be biblical scholars. It's like fairy tale scholars. I think that's what I'm gonna start calling them, man. These guys. I mean, some of the story, yeah, it always got a piece of the puzzle. But that dude, I mean, he was coming up with some stuff that guy says they're special forces who not even told where they're going. Exactly. It's crazy, man. And yeah, the tax thing, yeah, it's a pothole Ponzi scheme for the gasoline thing. It's crazy. The tax thing is just, yeah, it's dehumanizing. That's probably
simple answer. It's not yours. That's it.
Yeah. It's like, it's really sad, man. You work, you get taxed on the money. You go to buy something to eat with the money, and you get taxed on that. Buying something to eat, that's crazy. That is literally
buy a house, buy a car. I mean, what about the house?
Yeah, it's just tax after tax after. It just really can be demoralizing if person doesn't know how to deal with it. Yeah, that's a tough one, man. It's definitely a tough one. Yeah, I figure. Let's see. It's getting.
So if they get bored, we have 50 different balls with different games, and
Like you can watch grown men chase footballs, basketballs, baseballs, soccer balls, volleyballs, golf balls. It's just ball chasers everywhere. They just culture of ball chasers. That's what the culture is based on. It. Baseballs. I mean, like.
So what if everyone wanted to do that and there was more people involved? But how does that help move society along? How does that pave the roads? How does that fix the whatever?
What was it? Bill Cooper? You said it. Why they pay like a ball player, $8 million or something because he keeps the circus going.
Bill Cooper. I'm trying to remember.
William Cooper,
Or
Bill
Jordan
Cooper.
Maxwell, I think. Jordan Maxwell was talking about the ball thing too. He's like the silly, like they play these silly games, with the ball chasing and all that stuff. Like, yeah, his last interview, he brought that up. I was
Yeah,
like, yeah,
yeah. But it is significant to the control. I mean, they push that every high school, even elementary schools are showing it now. They'll have a team like, oh, these are, you know, some like type of the Raiders, the Sharks, the Dolphins. I mean, you look at all this stuff, it's like, why? And I think it's to create that brainwashing identity of unity. The yeah.
it's almost like a war simulator without, anyone actually. Well, sometimes they do in football, or whatever, but it's almost like creating division, create an opposition. Okay, here, this guy, kill that team, take him out, whatever. And then so when it comes to war and stuff, it seems, the same attitude where we don't even know these people, but since you're on this team, they're on that team, that's enough reason for you to take them out, right?
Yeah. Mm. Yeah, man. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's getting kind of late. I don't know if you want to stay on or I'm
Okay,
tired.
it was fun. It's been a while since I've been on, but yeah, we can end it now.
Yeah, figure it's been a couple minutes. I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully get the Kickstarter and everything going. But appreciate everybody in the chat, man. Appreciate you guys. We'll talk again soon. Maybe tomorrow night. Yeah, tomorrow I got to stream. Take care. Have a good one.